Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Bookstore where I am Jacob, and normally we're in a book corner, but not today. We're in a different setup because we are reading The Raven Boys together. Now, I have already filmed all the vlog parts as my non-spoiler review comes out after. I do a non-spoiler review after I review the spoiler section of my reviews. If you guys don't know, I do a review section, a review differently than most people. I read the book, in a vlog type style. Now, I do want to mention if you just want the spoiler review completely, you can jump to whatever number is on the screen, or I'll also put it down below. Now, after we get done with this, I'll move you into me reading the book, and then we talk about the book in links at the very end of the video, which is why this video is really long, because it's a vlog / reading. I really like how this is, because you can find out moments that you want to see someone, like, you're like, oh my god, you read that, and I can tell you my personal opinion about that, and things like that. This book, I didn't really do a very good job at vlogging, but, you definitely know, yeah. So, my non-spoiler review for this is, I gave it, I'll tell you at the end when I gave it, I don't want to give any spoilers, but my non-spoiler review is that I didn't really like this book. It is about Blue, and, her adventures with, I can't remember, the Albury Boys? Yeah, the Albury Boys, and her relationship with Gangsy, and her relationship with Adam and a few other characters, and their search for this creature, this Welsh ward, basically, under the lines. It has paranormal romance in it, it has paranormal things in it, it's very gothic, very atmospheric, and yeah, so let's jump into the vlog footage so we can start this video, and then, like I said, if you want to jump to the timestamp that's on the screen right now, or you want to type, or it's down below, you totally can, and I'll start the non-spoiler review in case you don't want to watch me read it, which is fine, I understand. But yeah, let's jump into that vlog footage. Okay, so this is my first update for the Raven Boys. By the way, that's the important part. I'm on page 20. I went on my Goodreads because I was like, I think I've read this before. And supposedly I read to page 100, and then I finished the book. Part of me feels like I DNF'd the book. And I didn't want to put DNF on Goodreads because back then I wasn't putting DNF on Goodreads, and I don't care. But that's my best guess, so I deleted that whole entire read through. Then I went to page 100 saying, I don't really remember what I'm reading, and so I'm like, maybe it was unmemorable. Let me go to page 100, and definitely super confused. So I went back to the page I'm reading. I'm in the middle of chapter 2, about to go to bed. I have to wake up super early in the morning, and I'm not hating it. It's intriguing, but I do think the audiobook, which I get within the next few days, will help push me through the rest of the book, because I don't think it's a book that will keep my attention. I'm also really tired, which I think is playing a factor. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. That's my first update, is that it's okay. Blue, I think, met the person she's going to fall in love with, and then we're also following that character, Gagsney, I think it's how you pronounce his name. We'll have to wait and see. I do think it's probably somebody that she's falling in love with, not somebody she's murdering, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's the first update. I'll do you guys again when I'm a little further and I have a little bit more thoughts behind it, but I figured. Alright, so my audiobook officially came in for the Raven Boys. Thank the Lord. I do have to say, though, my biggest complaint so far is I'm on chapter 6, about 70 pages in, and it's very unforgettable. I mean, it's very forgettable, not unforgettable. That wouldn't be a complaint, that'd be a good thing. So, with the book, right now, currently, is we've seen the graveyard scene, which starts out the book, very strong. The scene after the graveyard scene, the second chapter, which follows. Then we get the scene of him, hearing his name, or him saying his name, or something like that. And so they're connected. We know that for a fact, between him and Blue. And then, we get the call of, oh, this boy. There's other things that happen between here. There's a fight that happens that I didn't really recall to be that important. My favorite scene so far is the prostitution scene, and I want to talk about it for a second. So, if I can, because I'm listening to it as an audiobook, I don't think I could probably find. It's on page 62. It's my first favorite scene. And by the way, I totally knew that was Gangsy talking to her. Because, it just made so much logical sense of all the boys she described. Now, she never described him as attractive, whereas all three of the other boys she does describe as attractive, or in a way, a form of attraction. So that's also very interesting and possibly a red flag. But, we can get that later. Blue is having a conversation with him, and he has no idea who they are. This is their first actual meeting. She'll know who he is with her grandma or her mom. Honestly, I'm not sure. The names and stuff are getting kind of confusing for me personally, but it's okay. They're talking, and it means I'm working for it means I'm working for a living. The unconcerned expression didn't flag. He said, "I'll take care of it." She echoed, "Take care of it?" "Yeah, how much do you make in an hour?" "I'll take care of it." and I'll talk to your major. And so basically, then we come down here, then I manage to sweater, I'm not a prostitute. And not once, like this whole entire time, he never thought that's what she was referencing. He was just simply saying, hey, you're gonna go talk to him. You know, I'm just trying to help you out. And honestly, bad way to do it. But it's so funny, and I laughed out loud. It was such a good interaction. Honestly, it's my favorite one so far. In fact, that's been plaguing part of the rest of the book. I'm really enjoying the slow moments of that, very, very much. But I'm about to be on chapter 8, like I said. I'm at the end of chapter 7. They just got into a fight with these other boys. But I'm liking the description. I think the writing is very strong here. Also, the voice actor who voice acts this whole cast is also very strong. I've heard him in a few different audiobooks, and so it's also very good. But either way, I'm going to update you guys again when I'm a little bit further. But I figured that's kind of like my midpoint, or what I've done today. Update you guys. I don't know how far I am. I'm like 5 hours into Raven Boys. I have like 3 hours left of the audiobook, and things are happening. It's not the fact that it's like a slow book. Gansey came for his reading, that he saw death, and like it was very obvious or whatever, because like death is death. But the problem I'm having, I think, is with this book is that I'm just super confused, and I don't think it's the way I'm taking in the media. I know there's a lot of ignore the green screen, by the way. I'm pre-recording, so like, you know. Either way, I know a lot of people are going to say it's the type of way I'm taking in the media. The entertainment is through an audiobook, and it's through a faster speed, and I'm doing other things, but that's the way I like taking in that type of media. And personally, I think this book, I would have gave up on it a long time ago, so it's the only way I would finish it, and I want to finish it to get this review out for you guys. And the only reason why I'm continuing reading it is to get this review out for you guys. I don't like it at all, and I don't know. Okay, so it feels like I missed 4 other books in a series, and I'm starting with number 4. I don't feel like this is a brand new story. I feel like this is a story that is driven in a mythology that is so rich in this person's head, which is cool, Maggie or good for you. But I'm so lost, and there's so many things that are going on here that I just don't know what I'm supposed to like really believe in. You have the Raven King, which could be fake. You have I don't think so, because there's a book called The Raven King, but then again, who knows what that means. You have the Spirit Realm, which I have a feeling ties into that, but also the Raven King seems more fantastical than the Spirit Realm, which seems magical. Okay, then you have this love triangle, which I don't know when this book was written, but it was probably obvious that there had to be a love triangle, probably in a contract somewhere saying love triangle it. And I don't know how people feel about the love triangle in particular in this book, but it's between Adam and Gansey, who is supposed to be the person she's supposed to fall in love with, and I think they have amazing chemistry in the parts where they think they're going to die. And I don't know, I also like her with Adam, but also knowing that she's supposed to be with Gansey, and that's how it's supposed to be, that my brain's like telling me reject Adam. And Adam is an annoying character, in my opinion. I know that's probably going to piss off a lot of people, I'm assuming. That Adam is beloved. Gansey annoys me. Blue annoys me. The characters in general annoy me. I don't like how the fact that she calls her mom by her first name, at least I think she does. Like I have so many thoughts in my head, and I need to talk to you about it for a second, because I'm going insane, okay? And slowly getting through the book, like it's a slow process, and I'm slowly learning more about. I've been told Blue is like the best one out of the series, which I think it's book 3. I don't think that's the next book. Maybe it is the next book, and then I'll read the next book, because I heard it was the best one. Who knows? We'll have to see how it ends. I'll tell you guys again when I get super confused again. I just need to rant for a minute. Still looking at a 3-star read. I think it's a 3. I think it's nothing wrong with the writing, which is just, it's completely different than I had a Shiver. I hated Maggie Seabar's writing entirely with the whole book. I think it was just very poorly written. The characters were very poorly written overall. But I was like one person out like 12 that read the book in our book club, and that didn't like it. So, like, you know, teach my own opinion. But with this one, I think the writing is very strong. I think the world building and the suspense and different things are very strong here. It's just, there's just so much I don't like. I'll tell you guys soon. Alright, so I finished Raven Boys, and I decided to set you up like this today because, like, it's just easier to talk to you like this. That's I'm on my bed. Okay, sorry, I'm really tired. Which is, like, the definition of this vlog, I guess. But either way, I finished the Raven Boys yesterday, or the day, no, it was yesterday I finished it. I went and saw a movie and things, and so I didn't get to my wrap-up of this video until right now. Raven Boys with Maggie Stiefvater, you saw me read most of it. I got to like 50%, I think, with you guys, and then I cut away because I listened to all of the rest of it. So I ended up rating this book a 2.5 stars. It's on the verge of a 3 because I really do like Maggie Stewart's writing here, but I do have some major problems with the Raven Boys. And I think that's what we're going to talk about today is the problems of the Raven Boys and why I didn't like it. The things I did like, I guess I should mention some positives before we talk about nothing but negatives, is Ronan for most of the book. I'd say he's an interesting character, he's very fun, and I really did enjoy him. Nate's always adorable, and so I liked his interactions. I didn't like Blue, I didn't like Gansey at all. Neither of those characters, I really liked. And then, towards the end, I didn't like most of the characters. Other things that get talked up a lot about this book is both the magic system, or what the magic realism that is in here. Because I would say it's more like a gothic romance, not gothic romance, a gothic fairy tales were just super fucking confusing and you don't even know what you're reading. Because that's my opinion about the Raven Boys, as I think has to do with several different things here. So Maggie Stewart's writing is very pretentious throughout the whole entire novel, and it gets very annoying. Now, me listening to it as an audiobook, I didn't really pay attention too much how pretentious the words were. It wasn't until I read the last 30 or so pages on my own as I read the first 30 pages. So I was like, okay, we'll jump back out here and we'll read the last 30 pages. I hate both the first 30 and the last. Actually, I take that back. I think the first chapter was really good. I think the prologue was extremely enticing. And then it just, everything fell away. So that sucks. And I think it has a lot to do with Maggie Stewart's writing. And the fact that Maggie Stewart probably planned out 4 books in advance. And so she was like, haha, you reader, you don't get to know shit about the novel you're reading. Because by the end, you're so confused about all the different characters and her whole family, Blue's whole family. I couldn't tell you who was. It was so confusing, so convoluted. It was just bad. It was just really bad. And then the whole system of, the whole point of this is to find the Raven King, or the Raven King, I guess. They're supposed to be on landlines. That's the whole point of the book. There's just a whole thing that happens at the end with this tree, and then you figure out Nate is a ghost, which, yeah, okay, sure, there. And then, Adam possesses his soul, and, all this other stuff happens, and I don't know, I think, personally, it was just to throw things at you, and I didn't like any of it, because it was super confusing. It wasn't like it was badly written, which is part of the reason why I want to give the Raven Boys a 3-star instead of a 2.5, but if I'm going off enjoyment, I did not enjoy this book at all. I was dreading reading it when I started picking it back up. In the end, I just didn't care about the characters. I didn't care about what was going on because it was confusing, and the 2 main characters that you follow, you follow under everybody, which I think was a mistake. Personally, I'm sure people are going to come at me for that, but I don't think I got to know the characters well enough because I was just super confused about what's going on in the story. And I don't think that has to do with the fact that I was listening to an audiobook, because I think that's something you could argue in the comments if that's something you guys want to argue, which is fine. And the only way I'd really truly know is if I read this again as a physical copy. And the book ended with a cliffhanger type thing, where you didn't really know what they're talking about, and I still don't think you find out in the second book. I don't think it's until Blue Willy Blue that you find out kind of what's going on. So my personal opinion about it is I don't recommend the Raven Boys. I've been told that you don't understand the whole series until you read the whole series, and then by the last book you are under grasp, but it's not until the second reread. As the second reread, you definitely know things, and it makes complete sense, and the book really flows right. So in case you want to put time into reading a series twice, a series that you're probably not going to enjoy the first time, I wouldn't recommend the Raven Boys for Maggie Stiefvater. Ooh, I'm sorry for all the fans. But with that being said, if you liked or disliked this video, I understand. You can go ahead and put it down below. I don't care. Also, this is a video that I want the comments to be respectful about my opinion, but I also want to talk to you guys, the fans of this book, the fans who are going to be watching this video. I want to talk to you guys in the comments about why you think I should continue on, if you think I missed something, because I totally did. I mean, there's a certain part of this video where I'm pretty sure I tell you, please explain to me what the book is about, because I still don't know, so if you guys could explain to me the point of this, I think I got it, but it was after it was explained to me twice, basically. So, yeah, if you guys want to continue on with, telling me I should continue on reading them, or if this was really interesting to you and you want to see me read the rest of the series, I might do that for you. it's a possibility. I also think I'm calling off Maggie Stiefvater as an author that I'm going to read from this point forward, for any new books that she comes out that are not part of a series she's already written. She has a few other series before this. I'm not going to pick those up either. I don't think I like Maggie Stiefvater as a writer. So, yeah, that's my opinion. So, yeah, go ahead and comment, rate, subscribe, hit the bell button. And if you do hit the bell button, remember to hit all and not personalize, as personalized will not give you every video. And I think you win every video, personally. Alright, I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for watching.